Hi, I'm Bolton, the founder of Animas Centre for Coaching. And in this video, I want to explore what we really mean when we talk about transformative coaching. I don't mean what a transformative coach does, but rather what makes coaching transformative in and of itself, rather than, say, performance-oriented or developmental. After all, if you're going to attach a word to coaching, it needs to signify something important. It needs to signify something specific, rather than being simply a nice-sounding word, which is essentially meaningless. Now, for a long time, coaches and clients essentially treated coaching as being primarily about achieving a goal. And indeed, even today, I read a lot of books, even after 30 years of evolution of coaching, that still sort of present coaching as kind of a goal orientation, as though that's its defining feature, as though achieving a goal is what coaching is all about. There's an assumption that coaching is about helping people get things done. And of course, that is part of it. But coaching has evolved, and transformative coaching seeks to do more than focus on achieving goals. Because when coaching stays only at the level of goal achievement, it really risks missing the deeper territories that shape someone's entire experience of being themselves, the world they live in, and how they relate to others. Now, if we assume that beneath every goal lies a set of beliefs, ways of seeing, ways of being, and so on, then that is worth exploring, and from that a whole new conversation opens up, and that is transformative coaching. So let me offer a definition of transformative coaching to build upon. The way we define it at Animas is this: transformative coaching is a reflective, co-creative dialogue that invites clients to explore the inner architecture of their beliefs, assumptions, values and expectations, while also attending to the social, relational and systemic forces that shape and are shaped by these inner landscapes. And by doing that, we allow clients to uncover new ways of being that feel not only more authentic, but also more responsive to the world around them. Now, that's a big mouthful, but let's try to understand what it means. So to understand how it differs from, say, traditional coaching, it's helpful to think of coaching as happening on three different levels. First, we have what's traditionally been called performance coaching. And performance coaching focuses on action and behaviors, the goals, the strategies, the habits that move somebody forward in some way in their life. Then we have developmental coaching, which looks more at capacity and capability, the mindsets, the emotional range, the capacity that allows someone to expand who they are. Finally, we have transformative coaching. And this really works at a different level of depth. It doesn't just ask, how do you move forward? It asks, within what worldview are you moving forward? So performance coaching changes fundamentally behavior. Developmental coaching grows capability and capacity. And transformative coaching makes room for the very lens through which somebody experiences their life to be surfaced, examined and shifted for much more profound change. Now, that shift begins when you look at the map someone is carrying. After all, you can have the clearest strategy, the strongest motivation, the best support networks, but if the map you're working from is outdated, or worse still, it belongs to someone else, you may keep returning to the same stuck patterns and the stuck points in your life. Transformative coaching explores the map itself, the assumptions, the inherited stories, the subtle paradigms that unconsciously frame our lives. When a client sees those inner structures clearly, then new perspectives and new possibilities begin to emerge. This kind of work feels especially important, I believe, in the world we're living in today. We're navigating enormous complexity. Socially, culturally, psychologically, technologically, many of the identities and structures that once gave us some form of stability have become fluid. The pace of life has accelerated. Certainty has thinned out. And for many people, there's a profound sense of fragmentation, a longing to feel coherent, grounded, and in some way connected to themselves and to others. In this environment, coaching can be so much more than just about achieving goals. It can help people make meaning. It can help them locate themselves in a world that's constantly shifting. It can help them make sense of themselves, including their past, present, and future. So what does this space actually feel like? What does transformative coaching feel like to a client? Well, it's relational. It's grounded in trust, humanity, and presence. It's dialogic. The insight emerges through conversation, not through fixed processes or models. It's unknowing. It suspends the need to be right or to know where we're heading. It's emergent. It doesn't force the process. We let it unfold moment by moment, guided by curiosity in the moment rather than by certainty of where we need to be going. It's phenomenological. It meets the client in their lived experience, not in our assumptions of what life should be like. Now, these are some of the 12 core principles that shape transformative coaching, and I cover these in a separate series of videos. But we can say that they create a space where the client hears themselves in ways they rarely get to in ordinary life. A space where ideas surface, where emotions can settle, where identity becomes visible. Let me give you a simple example. Someone might come to coaching saying, I want to make a career decision. And we could treat that as a practical problem to solve. What are the pros and cons of the choices? And how will they make up their mind? But very often, the real question is not, what should I do? It's, who am I becoming? And so when we explore from that place, the decision begins to take care of itself. They're no longer choosing from old habits or expectations or from a linear sense of logic. They're choosing from a deeper sense of self. So to come back to the opening question, what makes transformative coaching transformative? It's the deliberate and intentional exploration of what lies beneath the surface of a client's presenting dilemma or the goal they come with, so that they can gain a deeper understanding of themselves and how they make sense of the world. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.